World War II and 9/11 have a link, and so do the Olympic Games, and believe it or not, so does football and many other games. They are all in fact satanic forms of worship. World War II, of course, being the satanic worship which cost the lives of millions of people worldwide. Let me first of all get straight to the point and start breaking the cryptography down for you so you understand exactly what it is that I'm talking about here and how all these things can possibly be linked. Here we have World War II, and of course this is how officialdom writes down this particular date. They say WW and then II, which is the Roman numerals, and that is basically what most of the pagan cryptography is based upon: Greek words, Roman numerals, which are also letters, and also twisting of shapes by degrees to get them out of perspective so you can understand what they're saying. So let's look at the date. World War II began September the 1st, 1939. That's the 9th month, the first day, 9 and 1. Then 1939, that's another one, 9, 11. Okay, so what? Maybe that is just a coincidence, but let's now look at when World War II ended. World War II ended on September the 2nd, 1945. Let's change that number to the official numerals which are used with regards to World War II, which is Roman numerals. Okay, now it says again, it says September the 2nd, 1945, but we have Roman numerals there. So that's the 9th month, and then of course 1, 1. Well, what does that make? That makes 9/11. World War II started on 9/11 and World War II ended on 9/11. But it goes a lot deeper than that. If we add up the singular numerals of the actual dates themselves, when it began, the 9th month, the first day, 1939, as 911939, like that, it comes to 32, which in Roman numerals is XXXII. Okay, so 32 is a prime Masonic number, as we know. Now, it ended on the 9th month, the second day, 1945. So 921945, all added together equals 30, which is XXX. And XXX, of course, is 101010. Read as a word, EO, 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 which has the name of the beast, Apollyon, the sun god, in it. Again, let's keep going. This is the front cover of the Nazi Olympic Games. This was a special edition, and it's called Die Woche, which means, if I pronounce that correctly, which means the week in German. Now, this whole magazine cover actually says XXX or EO, EO, EO. Well, how does it possibly do that? Let's break that down one more time. First of all, we've got EO himself. That's Apollyon, the sun god, depicted here as olive green. Green, of course, is the colour of witches. Pagans practice witchcraft. Giants, Nephilim are giants, and EO is a giant, he's a Nephilim. And also so-called aliens, which is a deception. So we've got him here, EO. So we can write that as a Roman numeral. There's our first X right there. Next, we have two towers. And these two towers have something bridging them. So they actually form the letter H. If we transpose that to a Greek H, which is what you know as an X, and that is of course the Roman numeral for 10, we have the name of the beast again. EO, EO. There he is there, and there it is cryptically there. EO, EO. Now the final X, or number 10, we simply look at the date, 1936. We add up the numbers of the dates, 1 and 9, 10, 3 and 6, 19. So we're left with 1 and we're left with a 9. We add those together, that's a 10, an X, an EO. So this entire front cover says EO, EO, EO. And if we take that one step further and only partially translate the magazine cover itself, it says Die Week, XXX, EO, EO, EO. Apollyon, the destroyer, the king of the witches. You can see the same thing again here in this Nazi photograph here with two towers, and there's a bridge across them there which is hanging the so-called 5 Olympic rings, which are in fact absolutely nothing to do with the Olympics historically, as far as anyone knows, because those 5 rings were actually planted there by the Nazis during World War II. This strange photograph was posted on the internet, and it shows the two towers with the sun, the EO, shining between the middle of them. And what's very interesting about this, of course, is that it does in fact form a pagan cross, which is a circle and a cross going through it, which also is a Roman numeral for 1000, and in Greek that is Helios, which again is the name of Apollyon, the sun god. Pictures of this conceptual building have also done the rounds on the internet, and what it is again, it's two towers, and everyone complained that it looks very much like the World Trade Towers blowing up, and I agree, it does, but it also gives the game away further, because again it forms an H, and if we transpose that to the Greek H, that becomes what you know as an X, which is the Roman numeral for 10, which says EO, and also this kind of explosion cloud that shows here, it cuts across each one of the towers, forming a further X for each tower. So that picture there, I interpret it as saying XXX again, EO, 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 which is the name of Apollyon, the destroyer. Same again with the Petronas Twin Towers, it forms an H, which transposes that the Greek is an X, is EO. World War II lasted exactly 6 years, and 6 is a lowercase Greek S, the sigma. And that symbol, that 6 symbol, and also the modern day S, is used by pagans as a representation of Sig or Sol, which means sun. And this here is who Sig or sun is, Apollyon the destroyer, otherwise known also as Alexander the Great. Now, he is the son of Zeus. Apollyon, Alexander the Great, is in Revelation 9:11, and also described more fully in Revelation 13:11. The Olympic Games was made in honour of Zeus, the king of the gods, the king of the devils himself, the father of Apollyon, and the 2012 Olympic Games have been named the XXX Olympic Games. That means the EO Olympic Games. The name of the beast Apollyon 3 times at the games, which were invented in honour of the devil himself, Zeus. And even the Olympic Stadium, if you care to look at it, you'll see that it is in fact a very crafty sun disk. You've got the oval sort of shape here anyway, but you've got here these pyramids that go all around it, and if you just fold those out, it becomes a sun in the shape more or less of an eye, and Apollyon was known as the all-seeing eye. Even the game of football contains the pagan cryptic number of 911. We've got 1 player in goal on each side and 10 on each side there. Let's transpose that into Roman numerals. Once transposed, it becomes 911, because a number lower than the number it's before is subtracted, so that becomes a 9, and if you have a lower number after the higher number, it's added to it, so that's 11. 9, 11 on the football pitch. Taking it a step further, if you look at the design in the centre of a football pitch, you've got this line here and you've got this circle. Well, depending on where you're sitting in relation to the actual pitch itself, you will see it either like this or like this. This is the Greek letter Phi, and this is the Greek letter theta. So it's pronounced Thi. So when you put them together, it says Phi-thi, Phi-thi. So if you're looking at it from that perspective, Phi, and that perspective, Thi, Phi-thi. Phi-thi is Greek for serpent. So I believe that World War II was a deliberate plan. It was contrived amongst the leaders of the world, who are all pagans, and that they carried out World War II in order to kill millions of people in honour of Apollyon the destroyer, the beast from the pit from the book of Revelation, the son of Zeus, the brother of Mercury, the false prophet, the person who is coming back soon to wreak chaos all over this earth.